Said yours is slow too. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't have my hearing aid broke.
All right. All right, let's get started. 5:15. We do have public hearings at 5:15 and 5:30, but we're going to start with the change of managers. So first up is the Polish Philosophy Club of East Hampton. So just give us your name and for the record, and just let us know what's going on.
Carrie Ann Alvin, and I've been hired as the new manager for Pulaski. We're requesting a change of manager for the ABCC forms.
Okay. Ray, do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions. What's that?
Have you been working there right along?
Yes. I was hired in March.
You were hired in March. Okay.
So it's just the first page, Jason?
Yeah. And we have two checks, one for 200, one for 50. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion that we approve the change of manager.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, second up is the Legion Club of East Hampton. State your name for the record, please.
Harold Sussman.
And Mr. Sussman, you've been working at the Legion Club?
Yes, sir.
For how long, sir?
For about a year
About a year.
as a bartender and now as a manager.
Gil, you have any comments?
No, it's just,
No.
no.
Okay.
No.
If there's nothing else,
No.
can I get a motion?
Make a motion that we approve it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Take it.
Thanks, Gil. See ya.
See you, Liz.
Good?
You're good.
All right, so it is 5:17. Going to open the public hearing for a seasonal liquor license application for Community Food Engine LLC. Someone here?
I said,
Okay. So state your name.
My name is Michael Sundell, I'm the managing director.
Okay. So can you give us a little background on this?
Our company is taking half of the second floor of Mill 180 on 180 Pleasant Street, and we're turning it into an indoor park, public park, and part of the facility will be a restaurant, and we're applying for a seasonal alcohol license for the restaurant that will be in the park. We've been working on it since November of 2014. It probably should be nearing completion in about a month. And we'd like a seasonal license for the restaurant. We're going to be growing our own food, and the food and beverages will be based primarily on what we grow. We're going to work with local businesses to source the food and beverages. We think we can't grow it. It's going to be open to the public. We have educational events, cultural events.
where are you gonna be getting your alcohol?
We will be working building, Fort Hill, but we're trying to source as much as possible from East Hampton.
So are you just getting beer and wine or
Yes.
no hard liquor?
No, the license is beer, wine, liquors and cordials, but it'll be
Yeah.
primarily beer. We're also gonna have artisanal soda. So the beverage service will include beer, but will also include homemade soda.
Okay, so it's at Mill 180,
Right.
and it's where in the building?
It's half of the second floor. When we first leased it, the entire second floor was empty. The other half is now being developed into offices. Conway is there. There are other offices. We have, this is the west half of it.
Okay. And so, I saw the square footage of your space is 27,000 square feet?
14,000. The entire space is 14,000. Some of that is occupied by non-public structures like the production room where most of the food will be grown. And there's a kitchen and bathrooms. So it's about 9,000 square foot as the public area.
Okay. And the public area is it's dining area, it's like it is a restaurant.
It's a park.
It's a park.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is to build a park, and in the park, there will be like a cafe where you can order food or coffee or a cup of beer and take it to elsewhere in the public space and sit down and have a picnic
In the park.
in a park. Yeah.
Forgive me for asking what may be obvious questions, but
No, not
a
at
park
all.
indoors.
Right, that's the concept. The concept is to use hydroponics and modern technologies, the HVAC systems, to be able to have a space that's like an outdoor park inside. And it's actually, what we know, it's never been done. I mean, hydroponics is usually marijuana or lettuce or tomatoes. We're trying to use hydroponics to create an aesthetic space. So the plants are picked both to be edible and for what they look like. And we're working with a local company, Oxbow Design Build, to build the hydroponics system so they look nice. So the idea is you come when the weather is like today, so that we're not open yet, and you have the same benefits you would have in an outdoor park.
And you want to serve beer and wine.
We have a restaurant, and we have been encouraged by everyone, including the restaurant consultant, that we should serve beer and wine along with the food.
So are you going to have tables and table service?
No, the plan is not that, there will be tables, but the tables, you can sit and work on your laptop, or you could sit and eat. So there will be tables. There are some areas that are designated near the restaurant. The decor, the flooring suggests that that's associated with the restaurant. There's a space that's an amphitheater, but it also, when we're not having a production that needs the amphitheater, people can sit there and lounge and eat. And have picnics.
Inside.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so then the serving of the alcohol will be, apparently there's some sort of stands or kiosks or something like that, that people would, as it.
There's a bar, and actually it's getting poured tomorrow by from the Western Concrete. There are bar stools, and there is an area that's clearly the bar.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm driving at.
Yeah, it's not a free-for-all, don't.
Well, that's why I'm asking,
Yeah,
so I
no,
mean.
There is a bar with bar stools, actually the bar stools would be made in East Hampton, and that's where you would drink your alcohol.
Okay, so there will be a designated area for the alcohol to be consumed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, no, it's okay. I mean, in my head, I had walking around an indoor park with a glass of wine.
No, and I don't want to overstate the alcohol is because in the restaurant consultants, everyone said you could have a restaurant.
Sure.
I said, we're trying to be family friendly, and we were assured that the one thing parents with little kids want is a glass of wine or with their meal.
Is that true, Nicolette? Would you agree with that? You were home with kids all day, weren't you?
But yes, it's not, it's primarily a park with art shows and concerts, but if you want alcohol, you go to the bar.
Okay, so now, back to this amphitheater, which is presumably used for some sort of performance.
For lectures, concerts.
Right. Now, would the alcohol be permitted there? Okay, so you're really restricting the areas in which the alcohol can be poured and consumed.
Mhm.
Do we have a floor plan of any of this?
Yes, it's in the application.
Is it? I'm looking, I didn't see it.
There
Okay.
were two floor plans.
Oh.
There was one with measurements and then one with the flooring floor plan.
You want me to find it, Ray?
The floor plate, go ahead. There's
Let me
other questions
grab
on this
those,
one.
let me grab those sheets though, so it doesn't get out of order.
I'm sorry, I looked, I didn't see it. That's why I was flipping through it, I'm sorry. Okay. And so, as with everything else, other businesses that are in Mill 180, I mean, all the parking is, most of the parking is done in the rear or in the sort of the front. There's minor parking a little bit in the front of the building that's in between Pleasant Street and the building proper. And there's going to be, is there access to your space? How do you get to your space? If you could describe that?
Yes, right now, the easiest way is to walk Pleasant Street, cross the bridge, where right when you get into the bridge, there's now a lobby, where through double doors
Yep.
into the park.
Okay.
We are working with Mike Mishan about rare access. We do have, as it says, there are three entrance exits. There's the public one off the lobby, which is a double glass door. There's a service entrance, which is an overhead, like a garage door. And then there's the rear door, which is a stairwell that goes all the way to the parking area. And we're working with him to spruce it up and to control access.
Okay.
I can show you.
Yeah, well, let me just look at it first and then, I'll have some more questions.
Whose name's gonna be on this license?
Listra is the manager of record.
Mm-hmm. That's just manager of records.
Right, I'm applying, the business name is Community Food Engine LLC, so it's.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm sorry, the business is Community Food Engine LLC, and it's applying for the license. I'm here as the manager, the managing director, and Lister is here as the manager of record on the license.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
All right, you do that.
Okay, so this is the bar. This will be tile.
So it's
Okay,
in there,
yeah,
seated
most of it is turf,
Ah.
to give you the illusion of the park, and actually the amphitheater is turf, with higher turf.
Okay.
This is where we expect people from the restaurant to sit for the most part. It's tiled as opposed to turf. And this is where we'll direct people right around here. And then the bar is here. And the bar,
The bar is here.
yes.
And so this this is all open,
Yes.
okay, so then, here. This way.
I already saw that.
Yeah, I know, but we're
Yeah.
trying to flesh it out a little here. So all this is open, you
Right.
could sit here
Yes.
and you then walk here and be served here and sit back down. Is that what I'm reading here?
Around, yes.
Right,
Mhm.
okay. Now, is there exit that way to the
Yes.
amphitheater?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's exit that way.
Yes.
Okay, are there exit doors
No,
anywhere here?
no.
'Cause that's,
The door is here
uh-huh,
and here.
I see, okay,
And then this is service door here.
okay.
Actually, here. So it's where deliveries come in.
Mhm.
And again, the idea is for, I don't want to overstate the alcohol, I mean, it's for events and people can
Right,
come in.
but that's why you're here, so
Yeah.
that's why we're asking.
I understand. People can come in, sit, there's free Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
They can go to the kitchen and get a salad or a muffin or a cup of coffee. And
So
then
all
sit
of the
down.
service, food and beverage is here,
Yes.
right in here?
Right.
Okay.
And it's all counter service. We don't anticipate having wait service.
Okay.
And there is a long bar with seats.
Mhm. So then, are there going to be designated people who would be serving the alcohol rather than people who are, or are they gonna be the same people who are also
We're
serving
saying,
food?
Um,
I'm just
the-
curious how the sort of management
Okay.
of people who are coming in to just come there and check it out, cause it sounds really cool. And, you know, they just wanna sit at the table, do something on the computer, maybe there's someone speaking. And then there's other people who are coming in, and some people just wanna get a water or a soda or
Mhm.
something like that, and something to eat. So those people will be coming over here. And then there's someone who comes in and said, oh, you have wine here, why don't I get a glass of wine while I'm here? So they're gonna walk over here and then sit down here.
or more likely at the bar.
I'm sorry, the bar, so show the bar again, I'm sorry, maybe I thought you said the bar was here.
Trying to, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I just
I'm
have
sorry,
very
I'm acting
bad-
as beverage
I
consultant.
have
I
very-
believe the bar is actually here.
Okay,
Those
I-
are the bar seats.
Yes, I have very bad spatial. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry, I'm
Bars,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they're calling the amphitheater is, it's 3 platforms, or it's sort of multi-levels, but it's not as if it's this, it's not like what you'd think of about a dished out
Right,
amphitheater.
yeah.
And then this window, these are the windows that look on Mount Tom.
Mhm.
And this is reminiscent of Mount Tom in shape. So I'm sorry, you're right. This is the bar.
Okay.
I apologize. And
That's
this
fine.
is where the service is.
Okay.
I got that wrong. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So yeah, so this is the bar. This is where you come and order food,
Mm-hmm.
and you can walk this way.
Okay,
sit
and you
down.
would sit down able here to eat, and there'd be like little tables.
I mean, you could. We're not going to stop someone from taking a muffin and sit on the amphitheater or
Right.
sit anywhere.
Well, who's gonna stop him from taking a glass of wine and sitting anywhere with a glass of
One of the
wine?
many employees who will be
Many employees.
walking around, taking
Okay.
care of the system,
Uh-huh.
watching stuff.
Okay.
We will not serve alcohol to underage, but if, it is a kind of a tension between, we want people to feel comfortable, so we want people to feel like they can picnic in the park, but we want to restrict where people go.
Yep, I understand, thank you. Okay, well, I mean, it's certainly a non-traditional place. I mean, the whole concept is a bit non-traditional, but in the viewpoint of just looking at serving alcohol, it's certainly even less so. We ran into this a little bit when we approved a beer and wine for Luthier's.
Yeah, right.
Where it was a concept that, to us at least, was a little unconventional, where it was a guitar shop by day, and it was a bar and music venue by night, and where do you blur those lines? And how does that sort of fit with the idea of an establishment that is serving alcohol? And I see the same thing here, where blurring the lines between a family-friendly, cool atmosphere, cool being interesting, and somewhere where someone possibly is going to congregate for the sole intention of getting a cocktail, getting a glass of wine. Now, I know that's not the draw, that's not your intention, I understand that. But I mean, I think from I can't speak for Ray or for Kelly who's not here. I mean, that's something that we definitely, I mean, that's why we're here, is to try to take those things into consideration as to, well, is alcohol really a good fit for this place? I don't know. I really need to go visit. How far
Definitely.
along are you in doing your construction? Because I want to walk through here and just get a feel for the, better than what I'm seeing on paper. How far along are you in construction? Far being 80%.
Much of it would be infrastructure now, we're in before the bar, we're about
You are?
the floor on. so
Okay.
Definitely here to get a good sense of it.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to take a look at this look at it physically before we vote on this. And we definitely want the third member of our board to be involved in this as well. Okay, so when is it convenient for us to visit, where you can walk us through, or one of you could walk us through, or, you know, I'd like to say traditionally we do these on Mondays, but, you know, we did our last one with you guys on a Monday, right? Are you around next Monday, say in the afternoon? Is that convenient for you? I mean, you don't have to decide right now, but I mean, that's what we would shoot, that's what I'd like to shoot for.
Want to accommodate you whenever it's convenient
Okay.
for you. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, we have, with them, we have, you know, Mike who owns the building, this
Mhm.
lives here, so.
Okay,
whatever's-
well, I'd like to meet with you, or
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what is your name again?
This from.
Okay, that's right.
Sure, whenever it's good for you.
Yeah, and we don't wanna just show up and just start walking around, I'd like to meet with one of you, just so if
Yeah.
we have any questions,
Right,
we'd be able
right.
to ask.
I-
Yeah. All right, well, tentatively, can we say Monday at 5 o'clock on site?
That's good for you,
Okay.
that's perfect for us.
Do you have,
So it's the 11th.
that's the 11th, yeah.
Yeah, do that because before I make a motion, that there's some questions I got on this.
That's fine, well, we can address that, and.
Yeah.
Now, we only meet the first Monday of every month. Now, certainly after taking a look at it, I think all three of us, members of the board, will take that into consideration if we need to meet earlier than that, so that we're not just letting you hang around with this issue for a month. So just wanted to give the heads up on that.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
There's 2 sheets.
All those gotta go.
Thank you. Anything else? Questions on this? Any input that you have? No?
All right,
All
so
right.
when are we gonna meet?
So right now, we're saying Monday, 5 PM on site.
The 11th.
Can you
I can send an email.
send it to
out.
Kelly?
Yep.
And to all of us, I guess.
Yeah.
Monday.
Cross the bridge and
Okay, good. All right, so can I get a motion to, well, we're gonna continue this, but I don't wanna set a date just yet.
Need a
because,
motion for the meeting?
I mean, do we need to set a date? You wanna should we even make a motion to set a date from a month from now, even though we're gonna consider opening it up
How
earlier than
about just
that?
a motion to continue?
Just continue, yeah,
Until after the site visit.
sounds great.
Right?
Okay, make a motion, we continue this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
so we will see you on Monday.
Good.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Wanna hang on to those? Thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Very well, Ray, how are you?
We're doing good.
No Kelly today, huh?
Uh-huh.
No Kelly today.
No.
I think she had hip surgery.
Oh dear.
It's been something that's been planning.
This is next on the,
She might have been in
Yeah.
the same building as my wife then.
Oh, we're already moving right along. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was. Okay, so can we get a motion to open a public hearing for alteration of premises, New City Brewery?
I'll make a motion, we open that.
Second, all in favor, opposed, okay. Hi, guys.
Hi, Nathan and Jason.
Good. So, where we left off, where did we leave off? I think from what I remember, the only real question that stood out in my mind was the future of the
Along the side of the building?
the side on the front, well, it's actually, yeah, the back, yeah, right along there.
We struck that from the floor
We
plan.
struck that, but I would like to say something about that.
Yeah.
Because the original plan back there, it was called for under a retail license, as I remember. Is that property back there considered privately owned? Because you had you kept saying, you know, how are you gonna do this with a sidewalk? Do you
Right.
consider that a public sidewalk if it's privately owned?
No.
So that was
As far as
that-
I know, no.
Okay,
No, I
so
mean, that's
maybe-
not gonna be a publicly, that's not a public street, that's not gonna be.
Right.
It's just basically
So
a parking
that
lot.
It's a
space
private
out there,
way, yeah.
Right.
It may have been Kelly, but somebody was.
Oh, no, she did, she mentioned that, and I said the same thing you did, I said, well, this is not a, this is not a city street. This is not an approved street, so, I think she was looking at it from the standpoint of just, well, accessibility. In her head, and I agreed with her, is it seemed like there should have been more crossing areas and areas to access
I agree with
up
that
there from the bike path. It
We've
seemed like
made
there-
the same
It
point.
was like,
Yeah, that's
what,
about that.
why is it only way over here and way over there, And I think that that's where the general conversation started, is where it was.
If we were looking at that area originally, that I had gotten a floor plan from Mike Michon, and he had given me that from High and Mighty Brewery, which is several years ago now.
Right.
And they were hoping to have a tap room with outdoor area as well. So I just kind of took that as a concept from Mike. And the area he described along the side of the building that we're calling a sidewalk, it's quite big. It's like an 8-foot paved
Yeah.
sidewalk. So it's not just this narrow thing. And he originally was like, yeah, you could have cafe tables along the side of the building. It gets a lot of sun. And that could be included as part of our service area. The concern that I heard when you did your site visit was regarding the length of that area and just kind of an
So we're clear.
enforcement matter.
So
here.
down here is Verizon has a substation and the smokestack is a cell tower. So our windows end here at this long roof. And on the original floor plan, I had included, I don't want to mark it up too much, but I had included this as part of the outdoor seating area. I struck that from the license based on your concerns. So I had wanted to include it even if we weren't going to immediately build it out, because this process is involved and requires a good amount of paperwork, and I just was kind of basically, could we approve it now and not necessarily use it? But that seemed to give you guys pause. So just to keep it simple, I limited it to the area immediately outside the taproom doors.
I think that's a good idea. I take your point. But I think even more so from the standpoint of it being alteration of premise where
I was just
in an
gonna say that.
outdoor area, as far as control from the
That was our thinking.
viewpoint of
That was-
of keeping it more contained.
Right.
Where you have control over this, because that was the first thing that jumped out at me when we were there, is like, okay, well, wait a minute, how are people getting from here to here to here?
Right.
And it was like,
Right.
well, no, they have to go this way in order to get out that way, just through control by a person.
And
You know, and
we're
then
hoping to
that
keep it
sort
down to
of makes
one
it a little bit
person.
more.
Not
No, I understand that, but I would think that you lose control when you're going out over
That's what-
here. That was sort of it wasn't necessarily from my from my perspective, it wasn't really because it was, you know,
Oh,
impeding
okay,
on the
I was
sidewalk.
just looking for like
Yeah.
clarification on that, because we all decided with this right here, that's where people are, so we don't wanna have herding cats out there.
Yeah.
They have right here, and they're confined there.
Fine.
The only other thing that I point, you know, is the way that this was set up, there's parking here and there's parking over here. So when people, you know, like people come to our brewery, and then they want to go to Abandoned Bill and Brewery, you know, they come out here and they walk down the middle
Yeah, they
of
stroll
the
along
way
the
to get
boulevard, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
between car, I mean,
Yeah.
it's where
Yeah.
where the cars are.
Yeah.
So, but it's never been clear to me about these things that are coming off the bike path, other than I know where they're going. But once you are on your bicycle or walk into the parking lot, then you have to find your own, way
Right.
to where you're going.
Forgive me, I sketched this from a drawing that I had seen, and what it's gonna look like is this brick paving here, so this is all gonna be brick. And the sidewalk at some point will be asphalt, and here I believe is gonna be brick transitioning to an asphalt curb, and that goes along the side of the building here. But it's not clear to me either what happens at the end of this building, because they have like transformers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And it's not, this is a loading dock here, and it's not clear exactly how it integrates with Mill 180. So, not that that's our concern, but I believe here, this whole area will be paved, and there's a handicap parking space here and another one here, and in the middle of those two, it's like this island.
Is that what we saw, Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
So the gas meters are sort of here, back here. This is our main entrance to our bar door. And this is not a public entrance, but that was the door that you
Right, with
pointed
the
out.
little
You
steps
asked.
going
That's
up.
always locked,
Yep.
and there's a roll-up door that's always locked. So we're going to put a, you know, just a little privacy screen in front of the gas meters, so you're not staring at those, and try to spruce up the area and just put out a few tables. So the area itself that we're applying for is going to be defined by a fence. You mentioned access, so that someone's not just coming right out of the bar and they're right out, that they actually have to come in through an opening in the
But
gate.
this is key.
Right, so that island will be where handicapped and disabled people will be able to come out of their car. This will be all brick paved, and then they'll enter through an entrance to the patio, even when it's not open. When the patio
Right.
is
Yeah.
open,
Yep.
there will be a staff person at
Right
that
there.
point of
Yeah.
control. They can ID people, and then they can occupy that whole space
makes sense.
integrated.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that if you just had all these tables and just one person here and it got busy, then down here might be a little out of control, so.
Okay.
Mike Michon, it's interesting that Michael Sundell is here because Mike Michon has these kind of grand plans for the building. And that all is just gonna evolve. We just wanna keep our situation contained, controllable, and simple. And then as it becomes more complicated, I'm sure you guys are gonna feel comfortable with any alcohol service. So we're just gonna kinda keep it simple.
Now that area, I mean, it's just for me, is that goes right to your building, the whole length of it, right?
We struck the part that goes along our building from
Yeah.
the license. So this courtyard area is actually kind of perfect because it's just directly outside the taproom
Right.
door. So it doesn't spill into any other areas or into the parking lot. It's not part of the parking lot at all. And it'll be defined by curbs and a
Yeah.
brick paving as opposed to asphalt. So it'll be pretty obvious you're now in like the patio area, you know?
Well, the patio area, I don't see no problem with it at all. I'm talking about, when we talked about the, like the seats there on the side of the building.
Right. We're not.
Are you going all the way down
No,
there?
no, no, they're
No.
straight, they struck that from the.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
We-
that's what we talked about.
Right, right.
Yeah, we didn't think you needed that, okay.
They were
I'm fine.
supposed to start back here today.
Yeah, they were supposed to
Until-
start paving.
Yeah.
Until the weather, they were supposed to start.
I just wanted to clear myself up on that.
Yeah, that seemed best to keep it simple.
Any other questions?
No,
Nikki? Can we get
I
a
think it's a good idea.
motion?
I make a motion, we approve of it.
Second that, all in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Just
I
the
think
top
that
right.
patio will be nice there.
It gets a good amount of sun, you got that view of the
If
mountain.
if we get any sun,
Yeah.
if we get, it would be nice if the weather.
If the weather
turns
turns better, yeah.
Thank you.
All
sir.
right.
Hey, we'll see you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Nikki, for all your help.
Welcome still. Ray, can you sign that under Jason, please?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Lisa.
It's okay.
All right, so,
We do not have Ms. Matthews
okay,
from Bliss,
okay.
but we do have Ms. Lawrence.
Miss Lawrence,
Hi,
how are you?
good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So you're done.
I'm all set. So, how can we help you?
Yes, thank you. So I'm with Puzzled Escape Games. We just opened in
From,
Puzzled Escape Games.
okay.
We just opened in Eastworks. It's a live-action detective game where people come in and for 1 hour they're solving clues, riddles, and puzzles to get out of the room. So a lot of people come. We run a groups between 8 and 10, and we have a lot of people coming as private groups, and we have businesses coming that want to start coming to do team building and offer sort of like a half-day, day-long program for larger private parties. So we're going to start doing catering with a certified caterer to come in and offer food for these individuals. And then my question was, could alcohol be served? We don't want to be licensed to serve alcohol, but what could be done, for example, a BYOB situation? And after research and getting help, I found out that the town of East Hampton has to approve that.
Yeah, we do.
So that's why I'm here, just to present that case and see what you think.
Well, we don't currently have anything, any regulations regarding BYOB.
Mhm.
Doesn't really even address it. So, you're at square one here, as are we. And I don't know about the rest of the board, but I'd be a little, before we took that leap, I'd want to have something a little more concrete here within our own regulations regarding BYOB, instead of just approving it for no other reason than it sounds like a great idea, and there's nothing saying that we can't approve it. So I don't really know what to tell you about that. I think it's something that it wouldn't be a bad idea. This is kind of a hard question to ask, but yeah, we don't need it right now.
Have you contacted like the ABC? You have.
Yeah.
What would they say?
They're on their website. That was.
I'm sorry, could you come over and say
Oh,
this
sure.
to it?
Is that okay?
Make it easy.
Sit here? Thank you.
Yeah, please do.
I never came to one of these. So
That's
great.
okay. It's very boring.
No, it's fine. So yeah, she was helping me, whether I want to get like a day-long liquor license approval when we would have catering.
Yeah, special
or-
one day, yeah.
Exactly. And then that was if we're going to be serving, tip certified. That's something we don't want to do. It would basically, what was the acronym that you just mentioned?
I'm sorry, are you talking about the special one day or the?
No,
BYOB.
Serve safe?
No, the Massachusetts.
Alcohol beverage.
Oh,
ABCC,
yes, thank
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Like, what is that acronym?
Yeah, yeah.
So I checked with them, and that's on their FAQ page.
Mhm.
They directed me right there, saying that BYOB is not, you don't need a certification for that. It just has to be approved by the town directly, the
Yeah.
board. And then that's when Nikki said we have, come discuss it in person.
Mm.
But I understand what you're saying. There's not really anything set up for this kind of situation. I don't know what you'd feel comfortable with preparing with the rest of the board, or what other information I could give, because this is a new concept. Most people in Western Mass don't really know what an escape room is. It's a lot of team building. It's like this new phenomena of interacting with people in a different way, and it's been the past 5 years, and a lot of companies are doing that. So we just kind of want to be able to offer those services and just to see how far we can go, and if it's something that we can't do, then we just can't do it. So I don't know where you want to start with that or what I can do to provide more information.
Yeah, me neither. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss. I mean, I would like to hear more about your business plan and about I mean, I assume, do you have a car?
I do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Somewhere for at least thank you for me to start.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm certainly not opposed to BYOB.
Yeah, could I have one too, please?
I have,
I'll run out and get it right after.
I just, my concern, for especially for something like what you're doing,
Mhm.
because my concern with BYOB, not that it matters to you, but is how it conflicts with other restaurants in town who have liquor licenses. Whereas doesn't sound like you're really providing anything that would be in direct competition with any sort of dine-out experience, just catering.
Exactly.
And I could
Yeah,
see
please.
where, based on what you've said, I could see where, if you're catering in I guess you'd call it an event. This would be an event if the company was doing a team building exercise and it was an after-hours sort of thing, and it was a couple hours and have
Right.
some food and have a couple of drinks with it. It just, again, back to, we have nothing on the books really saying what we would like to see and what we wouldn't like to see.
How would you ever, just to say,
Sure.
I went in there and I brought my 18-year-old grandson. How would you be able to control underage drinking there?
Well, if alcohol comes in, we would have to ID. That's something that,
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, as a former bartender, it's something we don't want in our establishment. But these games are designed to be, they're 60 minutes long, and people can't really linger because we have a new group coming in. We have a very small lobby, so it's not something that we want people to do. That's why it would have to be a private group coming in, renting our space for a certain amount of time, but getting catering, and then because they're staying there, if that was an option. It's something we're not even pushing. It's something, if we are asked.
I'd like to know whether or not you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, but for carding, if that was to happen, that's something that we don't want to be liable for, so we would require ID from everyone that walks in, because there would be relatively small, groups, up to 20, and we have no problem checking ID. We take payment there too, so it's not much to get a license, just to cover us.
Yeah, like Jason said, you're gonna be the first person, so.
Right.
We haven't given these out. I mean, we don't give them out, but we don't have rules and regulations, so,
Right.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have to take the first step here.
Yeah.
I think step one is maybe we should just ask the mayor if she has any ideas on this, and maybe if we, at the very least, I mean, this isn't, it's good that this is not an urgent matter for you.
Right.
Because I don't see this being something that is tackled in a real timely fashion, because I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some sort of public forum, at the very least, on this, to get local businesses, restaurants involved, see what their input on this kind of thing is.
Yeah, because basically what will happen is any restaurants now is gonna wanna bring your own beer, They'll,
Yeah, that
Well,
could
the
turn
difference
into a
here,
thing.
though, the difference here is it.
well, I know they can't, but because they got a liquor license.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the difference here is that this is not,
This is something
this
different,
is
yeah.
a different animal. This is not something that I would ever,
Yeah,
that's why part of me is just wondering whether or not we could just approve it for this specific use, but I just don't know how we could do that.
yeah.
And have it be, something that wouldn't kind of bite us in the future.
Would it be helpful for me to write a proposal and send it along, and then you guys will take step one, but I could kind of
Proposal,
formally.
what do you mean?
I could
Proposal
formally
for
write it
what?
out in a paper, what exactly I'm doing, like this conversation, I could just write it in a clear
Sure, that would be
statement.
helpful.
Yeah, that would be great.
And what
Yeah,
we're at,
that would be
what
great.
I'm asking
Yeah,
for.
that would be, that would
I think
help
the
us.
idea of how many events that you do during a week, so that they have an idea of possibly, there could be 20 different companies going in and out of there during a certain week, and all of these different people are, taking advantage of the BYOB and stuff, just to give them an idea of the volume.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Are you open now?
We are open, we don't have any group bookings though, so I can just project a number, and if it reaches
Yeah,
capacity, I
just-
can come back.
It's the best you can,
Yeah,
it's nothing
yeah.
that has to be exact, it's just so we have a better
Yeah,
idea.
we'll come up with that.
of that.
And
So
you
right now,
know-
you're saying that someone could just walk into Eastworks and knock on your door and like 3 people and just like say, hey, we wanna do this for an hour?
Yeah, so we've been open for 3 weeks.
It's like a small amusement park ride.
It's like a little haunted house, but it's not haunted, it's a mystery house.
It's like Clue.
Yeah, it's exactly like Clue, it's a real life Clue game. So we have an
What about
online
just
scheduler.
going- We're gonna be down there Monday, what about just walking in?
With the mystery
Oh,
being, what
Monday.
happened to Ray Redfern? He came in, but he didn't come out.
We are
See,
closed-
he would do that.
We are closed Mondays, but we encourage online
Oh,
booking.
now,
but-
see, we wanna come,
I know,
you're
but
not gonna
if
be
you-
there.
yeah.
But you're saying
You're gonna
that you
hide
can't-
me in there.
You are open for that, you're pretty much open other days where
Yeah.
someone will just come in and say, hey, we'd like to do this, or you call ahead and say, is there anything there at 2 o'clock on Tuesday?
Yeah, most people call ahead because it's an
Yeah.
online scheduler, because we
Yeah.
want groups to
Yeah.
work together, because the
Sounds
bigger
like a
group you
fun
have,
place.
the easier it is to get out,
Yeah.
to solve the
Also
mystery.
let them know your hours too, in that letter.
Yeah, I'll do that, definitely.
Okay, great, please do that.
All right.
And we'll see what we can do.
Thanks for your time, and I'll
Okay.
come right back with the business group.
Okay, great.
Thank you, thank
Have a
you for
good
your
one.
help.
Sounds like a fun place.
Yep. Okay. We're not gonna, I think we're good there, we're not gonna approve the minutes until, since Kelly's not here and I wasn't.
Yeah.
I noticed that the Youth Coalition wasn't on our agenda today.
They did not ask to be on the agenda?
That's fine.
I think that wraps it up.
I believe it does. Anything else, Nicolette, that you can think of? Okay.
Right?
Anything?
Yep.
We get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second, all in favor, I opposed. Cool.